Hello all. So in this session we will start with hydrostatic law. So what is hydrostatic law? So we are discussing about fluid statics. So in fluid statics, what hydrostatic law will tell us? So hydrostatic law states that on a fluid element, the rate of increase of pressure in vertically downward direction. The rate of increase of pressure in vertically downward direction is must equal to the specific weight of the fluid at that particular point. Right? So assume it is a fluid element which is which we have taken. So here we have taken a pressure P is there. So how much rate of increase of pressure, how much pressure you are increasing, so that amount of increase of pressure will be equal to the specific weight of the particular fluid. Right? So what about the pressure here? P is the pressure. Right? P is the pressure. Right? What is the rate of change of pressure here? Rho P by what about the depth of this particular element? It is Z. Assume the fluid is under a depth of Z. So with respect to Z, the pressure rate of change of pressure is dou P by dou Z. So which is equal to the what specific weight of the fluid element, right? Specific weight of the fluid. So what is the specific weight of the fluid? Density into acceleration due to gravity. This is the hydrostatic law exactly. So, variation of pressure at a point. We are talking about the fluid statics actually. So, what about the variation of pressure? So, from the Pascal's law, we have learned that under static condition at any point, the pressure is equal in all directions. So, then what about the pressure formula actually? How to derive the pressure at a point? How to get the pressure at a point under different conditions? So, before knowing that, you know that assume this is the level of that particular standard fluid, assume this is a water level. When you go inside, when you go deeper inside, right, assume a 1 atmosphere is there, the pressure. So, when you go inside, pressure will increase. Right? So, that means at the bottom of the this particular level, you can see there is an increase of pressure. So when you go deeper inside, the pressure will increase. You can see this relation P is equal to rho GH in the formula. Here P pressure is directly proportional to the depth. Right? Here this will tells you that when you go deeper inside, the pressure will increase. It is directly proportional. The topic is the variation of pressure at a point. So we have to find out the pressure variation at any particular point in a fluid. Right? For doing that, let us take a fluid element inside the fluid system. Right? This is a fluid mass. Inside that, this is the element I have taken. This is the fluid element. Let us consider a fluid element, right, of area. So the cross sectional area of this fluid element is dA, right? Then the height of this fluid element is delta Z, and the fluid element is under a depth of Z, right? The fluid element is under a depth of Z actually, right? So here P is the pressure intensity, right? P is the pressure intensity from the top, which is actually expecting, and delta Z is equal to height of fluid element right. We have to find out the pressure variation of this fluid element at this particular point, at this particular location. We have to find out how much pressure variation is happening, because this fluid element is under a depth, right? From the surface it is under a depth of Z, right? How much pressure is varying actually with respect to its conditions, we have to find out. We have to prove that hydrostatic law here, right? So this is actually height of the fluid element, right? And dA is the cross-sectional area of fluid element, right? And here notate this fluid element with A, B, C, D. Here you can see the faces A, B and C, D. The top face is A, B and the bottom face is B, C. We have to find out how much amount of force is actually this fluid element is expecting from the top and bottom. This will vary because the pressure of this particular fluid, when you go deeper inside, the pressure may increase, right? The top and bottom sides may vary because of the depth variation, right? So here you can see P is equal to pressure on the surface AB, right? Now what are the forces acting? So what are the forces acting here, right? What are the forces acting here? The first one, due to pressure intensity P from the top, right? Due to pressure intensity P. So force on AB is, so what is the pressure intensity from the top? P is the pressure intensity. What is the surface area here? That means what is the area here? dA is the area. Right. See here, see at the bottom face, the pressure, obviously at the bottom level you can see some increase in pressure. So how much increase in pressure is happened with respect to its depth? So P plus the rate of change of pressure, dou P by dou Z, with respect to its depth, how much increase we can denote with dou P by dou Z, and it also affects by its height of the fluid, right? So P plus dou P by dou Z into delta Z is the pressure at the bottom, multiplied by its area. So multiplied by dA will gives you the force, right? So first, what is the force over here? Force on CD is the actual pressure plus the amount of increase, that means the rate of change of pressure with respect to the depth, and it also depends upon the element height also, right? It also depends upon the element height multiplied. This is the pressure multiplied by the area dA. So this entire expression will gives you the force at the bottom base, right? What about the third one which is acting? So the weight of this particular element also we have to consider, as like in the previous one. Weight of the fluid element, right? How to calculate the weight? We have already seen that weight is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. So density into area into height, that means it represents the volume, multiplied by the acceleration due to gravity. So the third one, what is the weight here? So density rho into what is the area of this particular fluid element? What is the area? dA is the area, right? And what is the height here? Delta Z is the height, right? And what about the gravity? It is Z, gravitational constant. So this represents the weight of that particular fluid. Right. And the forces on this side and this side are equal. Right? These are equal but opposite in magnitude. Now, but these forces will not create any pressure change in this particular fluid because from equilibrium conditions. So we are talking about the vertical direction here. So what is the equilibrium condition we have to take? Here you can see the forces are all vertical direction. To solve that condition, we have to select that sigma Fy is equal to 0. See here, this one is acting vertically downwards and the weight is acting vertically downwards, and this one is acting vertically upwards. P plus dou P by dou Z into delta Z into dA minus P into dA minus, what about the weight? Rho dA into delta Z into Z, right, is equal to 0. Right. See here, multiply P into dA plus dou P by dou Z into delta Z into dA minus PdA minus rho into dA into delta Z into Z is equal to 0. Right? So from this we can cancel this term and this term, PdA we can cancel this term. What are the remaining terms here? So dou P by dou Z into delta Z into dA is equal to, take this term to that side, rho dA delta Z into Z. Right? From this we can cancel dA and delta Z also. What are the remaining terms here? You can see dou P by dou Z is equal to rho G. See here, the rate of change of pressure is equal to the specific weight of that fluid element. Here rho is the density and G is the acceleration due to gravity. So this represents the specific weight or weight density of the fluid element. So we have defined that the rate of change of pressure is actually equals to the specific weight of the fluid element in vertical direction. So we have taken the forces in vertical direction and we have defined that the pressure variation we have solved actually. So what we have learned from this particular condition is that in a fluid element in vertical direction, the rate of change of pressure is actually equals to the specific weight of that particular fluid element at any point. This particular condition is exactly called as hydrostatic law. So this condition is generally called as hydrostatic law.